Well, hi guys, it's Hugo with Hugo and Sheri Homes and Lifestyles. As you know, there's a lot of outfits out there that are offering cash offers, competitive cash offers. I'm going to show you in this video how I generated one of those offers and then the final decision that I ended up making. So stay tuned. So this is part of a two-part video series. In the first video that we're going to be talking about, I'm going to show you the process that I went through in order to get a cash offer for my home, what I learned, and the second video is going to be all about how I put my home on the market and what ended up happening and how I gained $43,000 more out of the sale. So be sure to watch both videos. So I initially reached out to Open Door, which is one of these outfits that advertises all the time regarding easy approach, fast closing, competitive offers. And so I went into their website. I answered, a couple of dozen questions about the house and the condition and this, that, and the other. And then I submitted the questionnaire. And about a day later, I got an offer. And here's what it looked like.
So this is what the offer looked like after we received it from Open Door. They offered a price of $396,900. And so the first thing I did is I started looking at the comparables that they used, right? So here's a comparable for $420,000. And here's another one for $441 and $450 and $455. So I started scratching my head and it's like, okay, so if all the comparables are over $400,000 or $430,000, how did you come up with $396, right? So I set up a time to call them and I spoke with Julie. And, the discussion was pretty much like talking to a wall because, they just would not, they wouldn't acknowledge or explain why the comps were so much higher than their offer. They basically just said, hey, this is our highest and best, pretty much take it or leave it, right? So, so that didn't go anywhere. And, I was puzzled because obviously they talk about the ease and the convenience of the offer, and they really do push, Open Door does push the competitiveness of their offer. And obviously, that wasn't really panning out as far as I could see. So here's the net proceeds sheet that they showed. Okay, so $396, closing cost of $27.29, and their convenience fee of 6%. By the way, we just tried to get another offer from them, and their convenience fee now is 8%. So just heads up. So it looked like their net bottom line was $370,000. And they were comparing this with a traditional sale where they are saying that the net would be $358. So that's what we're going to kind of dig into a little bit more in this video and the next video. So here's a comparison that they put side by side. So again, their convenience fee equals what they call a typical commission, okay, if you're willing to pay 6%. The closing costs, right? Seller concessions, they're basically saying that a typical seller would have to give up an additional $8,000 in the negotiation. And homeownership overlap, those are just the payments that you would make while you're living in the house, right? Which I guess you're living in the house. So anyway, so they look at that as an expense. So long story short, at the end of the day, they're positioning their offer as being way better than a traditional sale. But moving forward, we'll be able to give you a comparison side by side as to how much this property actually sold for and what the actual costs were, so that way you can kind of get an idea. Okay, so that's it for now.
So as you can see, it wasn't really quite what was advertised. So when I was talking to Open Door and questioned their comparables and why the offer was so low, they pretty much told me it's kind of like take it or leave it, right? I guess the whole competitive offer thing kind of went out the window at that point. So just be careful with that. So when I sold another home to them last year, when we went through the walkthrough process, just so you know, They came up with like 6 repairs. Now the home that I sold last year was actually in better condition than this home. Okay, so long story short, they came out with 6 repairs, about $6,900 worth of work. So that's where the ease of selling went out the door, because then we had to actually go back and forth on each one of these repairs. $6,900 kind of put me on the fence as to whether or not I was going to go through with it or not. So we were haggling on repairs, having to go back and forth. And at the end of the day, I ended up hiring my own people. And the $6,900 that they quoted turned out to be $2,900. So just so you know. Okay. So far you've seen that the offer has not been competitive. The process not so smooth. In the next video, I'm going to show you what I actually did and how that decision helped me make about $43,000 more. Now, that video is going to be posted underneath this one when it's ready. So there's going to be a link. But again, if you're thinking of selling to a cash investor or an open door or one of these types of companies, call me first. What I'll do is I'll let you know what your market options would be and how you may be able to do the same as I did, which is sell quickly and be able to get a really good price. So if you're interested in that, call me at 951-643-7410. And that's it for now. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. I think you'll like it.